What you're about to watch is a video from our Crypto and NFT Masterclass 3-in-1 course. For those of you that truly want to understand crypto and NFTs, definitely enroll in the course. In this video, what we're going to do is give you 10 tips on how you can save money and a little bit of further thinking in that regard. So let's get right into it. Tip number 1, that is going to be to create a specific target or goal. Very simply put, if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know where you're aiming, how are you supposed to hit a target? So for example, I would like to save $100 USD by February 1st, 2023. So for me, today is January, and let's say a month from now, I have a goal to save $100. So this target has to be specific. All right, it has to be specific, and you have to have a date in mind. So not just a target, meaning a financial target of $20. It could be $10 for if it takes you a month to save $10, it is what it is. But that's going to be a simple goal. One tip for you is you could definitely leverage your Google Calendar, or if you're using Brave, whatever it is, maybe even write it visually in your office. So I have tons of whiteboards here in my office. This is where I get most of my work done. Even to film this video, I have targets in dates and times. This helps me fulfill on these promises. So that's going to be number 1, create a specific target and goal with the dollar amount. And we also have in our workbook, we have our investment goals. So even if we go to this page, which we've already done, so I did that with you, you can write down your target goals. And it doesn't have to be set in stone. You could make it tentative, meaning that's just temporarily what it is for now. And that's going to be an option. So number 2, open a new online bank account. This has helped me a lot, not just with crypto investing and investing in general for stocks, but setting up a Tangerine, at least if you're Canadian, I highly recommend it. It's free. The fees are basically non-existent. I don't know if they even have fees. Here in Canada, we do have a couple of online bank accounts. Now, you're not going to get the customer service support. However, if you're into cryptocurrencies, you're going to be able to manage all these things on your own. If you are a Canadian citizen, I recommend setting up a Tangerine account. This will be just for online banking. You'll still get a debit card. You can apply for credit cards, I believe, as well. But I use this solely for a savings account. So what you can do is you can create multiple. I have, I believe, 10, 15, 20 of them. And you could put, for example, clothing, crypto, payments for rent, whatever it is. What this is good for is having something separate from your traditional bank account where you can visually see and accumulate and set up a goal. With Tangerine, I know you can set up goals as well. So if you are a US citizen, if you're in India or a different country, definitely check out your options for an online bank account. That's going to be vital. That's going to be a very important aspect in my opinion. Find a simple and easy to use free online banking service. And yeah, I can't say anything else about it. It's definitely been a good move for myself. Number 3, take a real look at your expenses. I know a lot of you are buying things and spending money, and you probably are looking back thinking, I really didn't need that. Or for the most part, you probably don't even know what you're buying exactly every month. So you want to pay attention to it. What gets measured gets accomplished. I talk about that a lot. But what you're going to do, for example, how many times are you eating out? Can you stay in for 2 weeks? So you could either spend more or less, or you could save more or less. So you want to think about that, right? And when it comes to investing into cryptocurrencies, you need a surplus of money. It's very simple. If you spend $2,000 and you're making $2,000, you have zero to invest. So what you have to do is either make a little bit more, or what I recommend is just spending a little bit less. There's got to be something in there. Maybe you're going out to eat too much. Maybe you're a sneakerhead. You're buying a lot of sneakers. Whatever it is, take a break. It takes a little bit of sacrifice, okay? You don't have to go crazy with it, but it's definitely something to pay attention to. You will probably be shocked if you've never done this. Take out a pen and paper, write down everything you spend for the month. Just do it even for a week. I've done this and I was like, whoa, I eat out too much, right? First off, I need to lose weight personally, but second off, I shouldn't be eating out as much as I used to. So that's something that I've toned down. It gave me a lot more money to buy crypto, and I'm not putting on as much weight, so that's good. Number 4, look for opportunities. A good question to ask yourself, have I been networking enough? How can I get in the way of money? So let's break that down. Your network is your net worth. You may have heard that, but it is true. If people don't know about you, at least when it comes to business, how are they going to work with you? Companies and clients that I have that I do video production work for, they know me because I meet with them. I enjoy working with them. We talk every now and again. I do my best to reach out. I got to do even more of it. So definitely look for opportunities. And also I put in here, how can I get in the way of money? Think about it this way. You don't make money. You get in the way of money. Remember this. You do not make money. You get in the way of money. And you don't necessarily just get paid for your time. You get paid for your value. So if you can increase the value, then you're going to get paid more, right? If I cured cancer next week, do you think I would get paid for that? Of course, if I monetize it. Now, if I am working and stocking shelves at a grocery store, it's fine if you're doing that. It's still a good job. How much value am I creating in comparison to curing cancer? Not as much. So you get paid in proportion to how much value you create. You paid for this course because I am providing value to you, right? So think about it that way. How much value am I providing? That's something that you can think about. I understand maybe you have a full-time job or you're working for a company. I run a video production company. That's my primary source of income. I also create digital products like one that you're watching now. But definitely I go about it in terms of what kind of value can I create? And that's a great way to think about it. Find a way to get in the way of money. So I hope that makes sense to you, right? Look for opportunities, right? Seek opportunities. Make sure you're networking enough. People need to know who you are. And just get in the way of money, right? If somebody has a job opening and they need something done, that's all it is at the end of the day. You're solving problems. Again, you're going to get paid in proportion to how much value you create. And the way you provide value is by solving problems. If somebody needs a lawyer, if you're Johnny Depp and you have crazy Amber Heard who's trying to sue you, you need a lawyer. And the lawyer, I assume, Camille Vasquez, got paid a lot of money to solve Johnny's problems, right? If you are on trial and you need a lawyer, do you think the lawyer's going to get paid well, right? It depends on how big of a problem. The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity a lot of times as well, okay? Number 5, cash is king. It is harder to spend $50 cash than $50 on credit. This is true. There's a reason we're given plastic and we're not always using cash. It is much easier to whip out a credit card, spend $300 and it feels like nothing. When you have $300 of cash and you lose it, that hurts. Visually, you see it happening and it's just a completely different experience. So what I'm saying is if you can save cash, this is going to be a big advantage, and especially before we are 100% digital with money. So that's going to be a good pro tip, because think about it. If you have ever been to a casino, don't know what the age limit is where you live, but in Canada, I believe it's 19, 21, something like that. I've been to a casino and usually you'll get chips, right? Or you'll put in the money and you get a voucher kind of thing. Think about it that way. You're using fake money and it's easier to spend. It's play money, right? When you're using cash, you're thinking more straight. So think about that. Number 6, Start small, be consistent, build an investing habit. I know it sounds cliche. Anybody can tell you that, build a habit. Where generally, when I get paid, and we'll talk about that here in a bit, I will take a certain amount and buy crypto immediately. It's been a habit. I really don't even want to break it. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I'm spending a little too much. But at the end of the day, a bad investment is typically better than the best purchase, right? So if you buy something, if something's on sale and you buy a couch, cool, maybe you got it on sale, but you lost $1,300, you ain't getting that back. Whereas if you invest $1,300, you lose 20%, you still have, what is that, $1,000, $900? At the end of the day, you want to build a habit of investing. That's what this is about. That's why I'm bringing it up to you. Start small. Start small. Number 7, pay yourself first. That is part of step 6. You need to pay yourself first. Okay, I understand you have rent, you have other expenditures. I pay so much money in gas. I'm paying off a car, etc. Drives me crazy. But you have to pay yourself first. Hold on to some of the money. Because if you don't believe you deserve the money, you're not going to be able to save it for yourself. That was a huge part with me. I would go out, spend money on food, maybe drinks, and I would just waste money. I wasn't very responsible with it. This was me just 4, 5, 6 years ago. And I've really changed that. I understood that, hey, I need to put myself first. Nobody's going to take you by the hand and invest for you. Nobody's going to do that. You may have great parents. You may have good friends. You may have a good head on your shoulder, but you need to build the habit and you need to pay yourself first. You need to value yourself. Maybe buy a suit. I'm just being honest. Dress better. That's something that I did. It's not even a tip in here, but it's true. When you feel better about yourself, you are going to invest better. I am telling you, hands down. Work out. Build yourself a look. Something that you love. I enjoy filming when I'm in the suit and I just feel good, right? Gel the hair. I do that as a sign of respect for you all. But it's true. You need to value yourself. I could almost even title it as such. Okay, so make sure you're doing that. Number 8, set up a crypto wallet. If you have not done this yet, please set up an account. Look at it, visualize. So I have this image here of this lady. She's looking at her Crypto.com app and she's thinking to herself, you know what? I've been promising myself, when am I going to do this? Maybe I'll do it now. Look, I already have the account. Set up the account. Get started, right? The best way to get involved into cryptos and NFTs is to jump into it. Don't jump into the deep end, but put your toes in the water, right? Don't be afraid. Get in there, right? Definitely get started. It's something to do. So if that is an issue for you, definitely just set up a crypto wallet. If you're going to do something like this where you haven't bought any yet, set up a Binance account if you're in the US. Or most countries, it's a good idea to set up a Binance account. Set up a Crypto.com app. We show you how to do that in the course. And then you also have ShakePay. You have so many options today. At worst, you could even go to a Bitcoin ATM. Put in $20 just to learn. Don't be afraid to lose $20 or $100 to get your feet wet. The goal is to get into the market. I've made so many mistakes, but those are good mistakes. And you're better off making those mistakes early. If you make these big mistakes when you have $40, $50, $60, $70,000 and you lose everything, that's not good. So I've built a system for myself where that's not going to happen anymore. At least it's very highly unlikely. But just get started. Set up a wallet if you haven't. Automatic deposit. So Crypto.com, that is an app where you can buy cryptos, you can trade, you can stake. We have several videos in this course doing that. You can set up automatic deposits. You can link up a debit or credit card, and bi-weekly or monthly, you can have $25, $50, $100, perhaps even up to $1,000, I believe. You can have that being deposited into your crypto account, and then you can make automatic deposits. So then you can purchase the coins that you want. So that's something to think about, right? You want to automate the process. That's That's a little bit of what we're talking about here, right? You're making life easier for you to invest. Number 10, talk about money with others, right? Stay curious and ask. I have been extremely curious, at least that's what I think. It is true. But for real, I've been very curious about crypto. Somewhat obsessive, some will say. But, there's a reason I have, 4 or 5 hardware wallets, because I'm curious. I want to know more about it. How curious are you? Ask yourself, am I curious enough? Do I actually know how money came into existence? Have I ever studied the printing of money, fiat dollars? Definitely familiarize yourself with that. Those are my top tips for saving money. I hope you enjoy these tips, write them down, and if there's something missing in your repertoire, add it. So that's all we have for you in this one. We'll see you in the next one.